I'm Rebecca Kanopka, Ag Agent here in Carter County, and we're out with Billy Joe and Jackie Rayburn and their granddaughter Kaylee today.
Of course, Buck Rayburn is also here with us, and we're going to be working some cattle today. While the cattle are in the chute today, the Rayburns are using a pour-on dewormer to help control the internal parasites that are present in most Kentucky beef herds. But the main practice of the day is going to be pregnancy testing.
All right, so I know that you all blood test your cattle to do pregnancy checks. So can you tell me a little bit about why that you think that's a beneficial practice?
It is a very beneficial. It lets you synchronize your cattle. We try to get them within 4 or 6 weeks of birthing, and then that gives you a real good weaning group. And then the ones that actually check open, then you have an opportunity to call them out, and that's what we normally do, or roll them back to fall calving or whatever.
So you're not paying to feed those cattle when they're open, so you've got that advantage. You talked about the tighter weaning group, so you get the better market price when you're selling similar weight cattle. But then one thing that you didn't mention was also a closer calving window, so that you're not out here for 2 or 3 months trying to watch them when they're calving. You know exactly when they're going to be calving. All right. Anything else you want to add about the blood testing and the pregnancy testing?
Well, it gives you the opportunity to improve your herd.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you for letting us come out and make some videos out here and take some pictures. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Pregnancy diagnosis is a quick and simple procedure. There are 3 methods that can be used for preg checking beef cattle. Palpation is the most common and is an accurate form of pregnancy diagnosis that can be performed after 45 days. Many vets are proficient at palpation, and this procedure requires little time in the squeeze chute. Ultrasounds can be used to detect pregnancy as early as 28 days with a high degree of accuracy. This method can be just as quick as palpation when done by a skilled technician and can provide additional information. The technician is actually looking at the fetus and can determine the viability of the fetus and the incidence of twins. It's also possible to determine the sex of the fetus between 60 and 90 days of pregnancy. The blood test method to determine pregnancy is fairly simple and accurate and is the option that the Rayburns have chosen today. First, a blood sampling kit needs to be ordered. Usually the cost is about $1.60 per cow. All the tubes should be labeled according to the instructions in the kit. The most difficult part of this process for most producers is obtaining the blood sample. Producers who do not have experience taking a blood sample will need to schedule this test with their local veterinarian. Cows must be at least 30 days pregnant and 90 days from calving for the test to work. Once the sample is obtained, the samples are packaged and sent to a lab for analysis. The cost for the test is approximately $3 per cow. So the total cost per cow will be the cost of the kit, the test cost, shipping, and any costs associated with obtaining the sample if you cannot do it yourself. Likely the cost per cow will be about $5 for most producers. The results are normally obtained within 2 to 3 days, and the accuracy of the test is very high. If the test calls the cow open, then the producer is over 99% sure that the cow is open. When the test determines a cow pregnant, you can be 93 to 95% sure they are pregnant. However, this test will not determine the stage of pregnancy, for example, if she's 90 days versus 120 days. If you're not currently preg checking your herd, we encourage you to. As you've seen, it can be a fairly simple and cost-effective way to avoid feeding non-productive females throughout the fall and winter. According to the results of a survey conducted by the National Animal Health Monitoring System, fewer than 20% of beef cow-calf producers use pregnancy testing or palpation in their herd. However, the benefits of this practice are easy to realize. Compare the roughly $5 per head cost of a pregnancy exam with the $100 to $200 cost per head of hay alone to feed an open cow throughout the winter. It's easy to see that pregnancy testing quickly pays for itself. We want to thank Buck and Billy Joe Rayburn for allowing us the opportunity to create this video, and thank you to Jackie Rayburn for providing additional pictures. As always, feel free to contact your local county extension office with any questions that you may have.